What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Anything Better podcast, NFL edition, sponsored by BetMGM. This week, we will be previewing week number 15, guys. 4 more NFL weeks to go. As you guys can tell, it is just me and our producer, the Greek freak, Andrew Themlis. Bill Burr, unfortunately, had something last minute that he had to take care of. So that's stuff that, happens, and we are here. However, the good news is we have Bill's picks. So Bill's picks are in. I will do my picks. Andrew will read off Bill's picks. So you will see that. And we will get into what we did last week, the records that we did last week, our current records, and where we're at. But first, everybody, we have to talk about our great sponsor, the BetMGM. The BetMGM sportsbook has the best lines out there. You guys know we've been working them for 2 years now. They're always live and they're always spot on. Please, if you want to bet responsibly, there's no better place to go than BetMGM. And all you have to do is download their app and use bonus code BURR. That's BURR. Very easy. Bonus code BURR. Okay, you'll see the Anything Better way to do it, whatever, once you click on there and you use that. And all you have to do is put a minimum of $10 in, and they will match up to $1,000 of your bets, guys. Even if you lose, they're going to match it. Doesn't get better than that. So you just go to the App Store, you download and get the BetMGM app. Use bonus code BURR, Burr. You put in as little as 10 up to $1,000. They will match it even if you lose. It does not get easier than that. Bet responsibly and have fun, but use BetMGM, the best lines out there. Now, I'm not going to say I talked shit last week about going 3-1 and getting over the 500 mark. I will say that I was happy that I was 3-1 and I finally got over the 500 mark, considering that I was 8 games back a few weeks ago.
You earned it, Paul. You could talk a little shit. You earned it.
Hey, listen, man, I had to fight. I had to climb myself out of a hole. But this week I went 1-3, which makes me 27-28-1, keeping me a half game back. But look, I'm still right there. I'll take it. Bill went 2-2, bringing him to 24-28-4, which I think just brings him 2 games back, making him only a game and a half back of me. So we are right there, guys. We are in striking distance at week 15. I believe I go first this week. And then Andrew will read off Bill's picks. And here's the deal. I do not know, as we speak, I do not know Bill's picks. So Andrew and I will do some editing if there's a match. But as I'm talking now, I do not know Bill's picks. It is an odd week, which means yours truly goes first. So here we go with week 15 picks. Oh, Andrew, I don't know, dude. I looked at these. The one thing I will say is there's some low lines, as low as -1. And then you got some lines that are, you got a 7, you got a 9. And then you got the 4s and the 2s.
14. You got a 14.
We got a 14 in there?
Yeah, Chiefs.
Yes, that's right. You got the Chiefs
Texans,
and Titans.
14.
Texans. Yeah, 14 in Houston. I mean, they're 1-15, but at this point, they're getting the first round pick.
Are they going to put up a fight like they did the Cowboys last week?
Here's the thing. I think that fight was a battle of Texas a little bit.
That was all Texas.
That was like Texas pride. But now I think the Titans are like, let's get that number 1 pick in the draft. Let's not slip and win a game here to go down in the draft. They might want that whoever that number 1 guy is, they want. So that's a game. But I'm going to do something here. I think they're going to look. I took the Chargers last week. I bet on the Chargers last week. A lot of people thought that was crazy.
I thought it was crazy, and I was wrong. I suppose I watched that game. I couldn't believe it.
A lot of people
shit too. I gave you shit for it.
Yeah, a lot of people thought that the Dolphins were going to go in there. Tua had no points in fantasy, no yards, like 2 for 9 passing. And the Chargers looked like their defense was ready, and they looked really different with their wide receiver Mike Williams back, along with Keenan Allen back. Hey, your boy Keenan Allen, you played golf with him at that ATC outing, didn't you? Were you there for that?
That wasn't me. No, no, no. I wasn't
Oh,
me. That was Bill and Bertolino.
but I will say that Justin Herbert looks really good. I think this is the time to come into your own and really go to another level. I'm going to take the Chargers -2.5 at home against the flailing Tennessee Titans. I think the Chargers have finally gotten healthy. I also think Justin Herbert's ribs are fully healed, and he's got his weapons back. Defense look good. I'll go Chargers -2.5. Give me Bill's first pick. Here we go.
All right. I'll have to say the wrong quarterback's name. No, I'm just kidding. I'll cut that. All right. Okay. For Bill's first pick, he took the San Francisco 49ers, giving 3 tonight, Thursday night, against the Seahawks. Bill, in his exact words, is done with the Seahawks. Took Sneaky Pete too many times. He said he's all done. So San Fran -3.
Yeah, and you know something, man? I was wrong about the Niners just because I thought with Garoppolo out and this new kid, I thought, look, you're going to get a new kid in there, a young kid in there. Usually that's good for 2 picks and making bad decisions. This kid went in there and looked really, really good. I like that pick. So, all right, Bill's got the Niners. Now, my second pick of this week 15, I am going to take – that's a tough one. That's a tough one. I know this is nuts. I'm going to take the Carolina Panthers, dude. I think this is the first time I've taken them all year. They are right there now with Sam Darnold playing well in the thick of things. Pittsburgh's all over the map. Pittsburgh wins 2 weeks. You think they're coming. Then they lose. Carolina has kind of now looks like they've righted the ship a little bit. Even though they got rid of Baker Mayfield, they got rid of McCaffrey, and it's -3, and they're at home, and I don't know who the Steelers are. So I'm sorry, Steeler fans. I usually like to ride with you guys, especially being a Giants fan. It's kind of all in the same family, but I got to take the Panthers by a field goal at home.
It's a good pick. That's almost a coin toss. The Steelers are that much better. They're just a little bit better than -1 on that.
The Steelers are just a team that, I just don't know who they are, dude. And whenever it comes down to that this late, here's what I'll say in the NFL. And listen, the listeners can agree or not, but I know a lot of things change. A lot of things are different. There are still some things that happen that you're like, how could that happen? Because we don't even know who the Tampa Bay Bucks are still. We don't know who a lot of these teams are still. The Patriots seem like what? Even Bill was saying something. This is a type of year, and Andrew, you'll agree with this. This is a year, Bill said it's one of the weirdest years, and I agree with him. This is a year where it's like you feel like you know something, and you're like, oh, this is what it is. I'm seeing it. And then it's literally you just can't choose.
Yeah. And most gambling seasons feel like that because you know what I mean? It's like that's anything over 500 is a winning season. So it's like half of the games are gonna feel like, geez, I don't know what's going on here. But it is a very common excuse, but I'm going to agree with you. This is a really weird year. I've even had that conversation with people, other, big sports gamblers who've said it's an excuse that people use every year, but for some reason, this is the year. We've had so many coin toss games like this where it's like, who knows? Injuries all over the place, man.
Yeah.
Not an excuse, everybody. Paul is right. This is a weird year.
Well, another thing too is like, look what happened right away. Kyler Murray gets hurt. Kyler Murray gets hurt for the Cardinals in the first 3 plays of the game, and that changes, so, I mean, that can be with anything though, but I just think I like to stick now with teams that I kind of know week 15. I think I know.
And and that leads us to Bill's next pick.
Yes, that leads us to Bill's next pick.
Vikings.
So I took the Panthers. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, you took the Panthers. And Bill is going with the Vikings -4.
That's a great pick. Shit, I like that pick. That
Yeah,
was
it's a
one I
good
might have
one
taken. That's
because
a great one. Look, the Vikings need to show now, like now's the time, especially if they're going to really try to compete with the Eagles in the NFC and some of these bigger teams. I mean, I know they still have a great record, but they
they
slipped
got
a
to
little.
beat the Colts at home. I mean, there's really no excuse. And -4 is kind of. I wouldn't be shocked. I wouldn't be shocked if that moved by Sunday. If that moved to by 5 or 6.5 or something. Because -4. I mean, listen. I mean, what are the Colts to the Vikings right now? I don't know. I don't know. Hey, I thought the Dolphins were going to win. So who am I?
Hey, who am I? I'm gonna. This is probably maybe one of the dumbest picks I'll make all year, and I know I shouldn't be gambling literally like this. When I'm this close to 500, a half a game out, I'm gonna take the Kansas City Chiefs -14. Okay,
You gotta have fun, Paul. You gotta have fun.
I think that the fact that the Texans put up a fight with the Cowboys for a while and looked like they were going to win that game and still lost. I think it's time that the Texans put their hands up and say, let's go get that number one pick. I think the Chiefs know this is a team that they have to beat if they want a first round bye. I think they go in there and they just whoop their ass. So I will take the Chiefs by 2 touchdowns. They should win that game by 20.
I like it. I like it.
You're writing these down or am I?
Say it again.
We're writing these down?
Oh yeah, I go.
Oh, you got it.
Yeah, no, I like that pick. I like that. I like attacking a good 14-point spread.
Hey man, it's definitely stupid if the Texans score first, I'm down 21 points. What are you gonna do?
That's a good way of putting it too, huh?
Yeah.
For Bill's third pick, he has he picked against the Eagles in the past, and he said he was tired of losing that game, so he went with the Eagles -9.
Yeah, I was just.
I like that one too. I like that one.
I was just looking at that.
I mean, the Bears +9 at home. It's not impossible. There's I would say half the teams in the league we've said are like any given week teams, right? I mean, that's just what it is. But the Eagles got to win that game by a few. They need the momentum,
Yeah.
to finish up the season. So Eagles -9.
All right, dude. This is I don't know why I do this to myself. I don't know why I do this to myself. Well, I'm gonna do it, dude. I'm gonna take the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at home, getting 3.5 against the Bengals. Something tells me Bill took the Bengals. Did he? Oh no, okay. I'm gonna take because this is it. This is this is the season for the Bucs as far as I'm concerned. They just got embarrassed last week. I mean, they got embarrassed to the point. I think at one point it was 35-0 or 35-7. Brady had a look on his face, which I haven't seen in a while. They are at home. And I like the reason why I'm taking this is I'm not necessarily even thinking the Bucs are going to win this. I'm taking this bet or I'm taking this pick, guys, because of the 0.5, the half a point. I'm taking this bet because I like the 3.5. Okay. I think that it could be a really close game down to a field goal. Half point gives me the advantage. So I'm going to take them getting a half point. If this was like 2.5, I don't know if I'd be touching this game. 3.5, I'm going to take it.
Yeah, it's not a bad pick. I mean, the Bucs are going to stay in there. The receiving core is obviously not what it was at the opening of the season here, but in the past few weeks, well, with the exception of last week, they showed a little life. Leonard Fournette's still hitting hitting pounding ground because I mean he's not fully healthy, so you're not getting 150 yards out of him, but he's still there for the plays.
Yeah, and what I found with this team, though, is without Gronkowski opening things up, he just doesn't have a nice rhythm with certain receivers. Mike Evans is a guy he used to always hit. Chris Godwin is like hit or miss. I think Gronk being there, when Gronk was there and that fear and threat he's just like a security blanket.
Yeah, because you have to double team him up the middle. You can't go single coverage up the middle because he'll pull the ball right down over your head like the Giants in the last 30 seconds of the Super Bowl. But I mean he'll pull that ball right down and Yeah, so that's that. I'm with you there, but you're right. Bucks +3.
Buck. Oh wait, it's plus three and a
Minus
half,
three.
right?
Minus three. Is it
No,
minus
3.5.
3.5? Yeah, yeah. +3.5. Yeah, yeah. Sorry, +3.5. Yeah, yeah.
Bucks. So I'm gonna take the Bucks plus 3.5. Will be that's my fourth
That's
or
your
my third.
fourth.
That's my fourth. So wait. So I have, just to be sure here, be clear here.
Chargers -2.5. Panthers -3. Chiefs -14, and the Bucks +3.5. A lot of
Got it.
dogs this week. I like it. Or not dogs. A lot of favorites. A lot of favorites.
Favorite, yeah. So now
Uh,
Bill has one more.
yep. For Bill's final pick, Bill went with the New England Patriots.
Okay.
Our New England Patriots -1 in Vegas.
Okay.
Yeah, what do you think about that? I'm not saying it's a bad pick, but what do you think about that? What are the Raiders going to do? What are the Raiders going to do? I
The
mean,
Raiders are what we were talking about before. The Raiders are one of those teams where I just don't know. I want, like I'm like, oh, they did 2 in a row, 3 in a row. The building feels good. Everybody's like, oh, they did it. They're gonna make a run. And then I just don't know. I don't know if the coach has it in him, dude. And by the way, this is Josh McDaniel going against Belichick, who he worked with forever. So
just Josh McDaniel going against Matt Patricia as well, if you think about that in a sense.
yeah,
I
but
don't
it's
want to gang
really
up on Matt Patricia just because it's a soundbite, but like everybody can't be wrong about the play calling. Like everybody
no.
can't be wrong. And we talked about, I don't know if you remember 2 seasons ago, last season, we had done a crossover with Sean Green in the Sports Gambling Podcast.
Yeah.
And I remember that was one of the first times really hearing about Matt Patricia, especially when he was with Detroit, as far as really just not being able to like lock into the proper play calling offensive rhythm. So I don't know. I actually, I hate to say it, but it's gonna be a tough one. I don't know. It's gonna be a tough one for the Pats. I don't know.
All right, so there we go. So you got my pick. You got Bill's last pick is the Patriots -1. Look, like we said, like we were just saying, I like that against the Raiders because I really think you want to talk about a coin toss. It's like who's showing up, but
Yeah,
I
it's
just
Pats
think you got a
plus
better.
one. Plus
What's
one.
that?
Pats
Oh, you're
plus
getting
one.
one. Okay, Pats are +1 on the road. I think it's a coin toss. You don't know what you're getting, but I do think the better coach on the road. You got a better coach, clearly. I think you got a team that just came off a nice win. They're feeling good. They're still in it. They're still in it in their division. So there you go. Now, guys, okay. Now we got to talk about the Monday Night Special again. I mean, it feels like I'm in an AA meeting and I just keep having relapses, and we just have to tell you guys, hey, man, sorry, it happened again. We right when you think it's like, oh, all you need is a touchdown pass from the starting quarterback. I mean, that happens every primetime game, right? And then like no pass. It's just like it's coming down to the end. But this week, BetMGM has released some fun bets for the Monday Night Special. Out of respect for Bill not being here, I'm not even going to sing Bill's Monday Night Special, making money for you. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to make you guys miss that. Okay. And maybe could be superstition here, Andrew, but maybe Bill not singing it this week will be the thing that gets us, and then once we get it, then we get him back and we start rolling. Who knows? Am I grasping at straws? Absolutely.
You gotta. What else?
Look, we're at week 15. We got to start making some money. So we have some fun prop bets that we can throw into this Monday Night Special, which we are going to do. And I believe this Monday night, it is the Los Angeles Rams coming off that like miracle, like Baker Mayfield is with the organization for 48 hours. He's learning the plays on the airplane with the coach. They're down 16-3 the whole game to the Raiders. I believe he has the Raiders. They're down the whole game. And you're like, oh, and then Baker Mayfield has 2 miraculous drives. One, he throws a touchdown pass to win a game with like 9 seconds left, and they win the game by 1, 17-16. And his Baker is definitely what? He's quarterbacking this week for the Rams?
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure. I mean, That's the last I heard this yesterday. But I mean, I don't. I mean, who else?
Yeah, well, he's like the third. Yeah, okay. That's okay. So the Monday night game this week is the Los Angeles Rams at Lambeau Field at the Green Bay Packers, and the Packers are 7-point favorites. So the Rams are getting 7. Now, I think the Rams stink, but the Packers also stink.
Who do you
So
think wins this game outright? If you just had to
uh,
look, forget about everything else. Who's going to win this game? Are the Rams going to beat the Packers in Lambeau?
so money line wise, like if you're not talking spread, I think the Packers win. If you're not talking spread, I think the Packers win. The 7 points scares me for sure, especially with Baker having a little bit of, what do you want to call it, moxie? Or Baker's got a little bit of, kids coming off of he's got a little bit of swag, the kid.
And there's two things about that though with Baker. Is number one, it's still Baker Mayfield. Like that was an impressive game last week. I watched the game.
It was impressive.
The whole thing. It was really great. It is still Baker Mayfield, and it's still the Rams. And they also were down that whole, like you said, they were down the whole game.
But here's the thing.
I have to wonder, is this like, was that a fourth quarter? The Raiders just didn't have it anymore. They gave up. They let off the gas, whatever. Who knows?
I think it was more of a, I think, this is me personally, I think it was more of a Raiders fuck up than it was of a Rams. And look, I saw
50,
Baker.
50. I'll give you that. It's close. A little both.
It's close. Look, here's the deal, dude. And I like Baker Mayfield. I like his shit talking a little bit, or just I like his swag. I like him. But I saw him live this year. Right in front of me. And when the Giants pressured him, he just doesn't make the big, and I know this is a weird thing to say because he did make a big throw to beat the Raiders at the end of that game. But through the course of a game, when he's on his feet, I don't see him make like those running, dart passes that Aaron Rodgers makes. They don't have Cooper Kupp. I know they're feeling good about what happened last week, but it's the 7 points. Can we do a money line bet?
Let's do just let's do money line.
Okay. So I think if we do money line for the Monday night special, I say Packers. You like the pack, gun to your head. Who do you think? Packers? Like to win.
Packers. It's gotta be. I gotta pick the Packers. I haven't had any faith in the Rams all year. And if I take last week's 15 minutes out of the last 15 minutes of that game out of the equation, I'm not even having this, I'm not even going back and forth.
We're not even having a conversation. Yeah, that's exactly the reason.
Doesn't mean
I like
that. I have a ton of faith in Aaron Rodgers and the Packers right now either. But I would say Packers money line feels pretty.
Right, and we got a really good, this one I like. Okay, so this is what I think. We're going to take the Packers money line. Okay. We are going to take Aaron Rodgers to throw one because he's not one to run in really ever. And
throw 2 if you want, since we did money line and the odds are pays a little less than going against the spread. If you think, and Paul, let me ask you a question. Does Aaron Rodgers throw 2 touchdowns? You want to get greedy, Paul? You want to get greedy to the listeners?
You know what? Let's get our first win some money, guys. Let's have a little fun with this. And here's the deal. You don't have to take our whole Monday night special. You can take Packers money line.
Yeah.
You could even if you like mine and Andrew's reasoning for Packers money line, and you just have to ante up a little more, that could be what you're going to do. But here's what we're going to do. We're going to have a little fun with this, okay? This is going to be a fun one. It's probably going to be the most fun one of the year. We're going to do Packers money line, Rodgers to throw 2, and we have a prop bet for you guys. Baker Mayfield to rush, right? Can we do that? Baker Mayfield to rush over 7 yards, right? Okay, that means Baker Mayfield needs to scramble for 7 yards. Usually that happens with one scramble. It should happen the first time he runs the ball. He should clear 7 yards, but I think he's going to get 7 yards for the game because there's definitely going to be pressure from the Packers, and I think that he's going to at least have to scramble and get up some yards. So,
you want to add
I like that bet.
You want to add a fourth one in there?
I don't know. I think I would say with the 2 touchdowns,
The
let's
two
not.
touchdowns, I know, pushing.
If it wasn't the 2 touchdowns, I would say let's do it because it'll pay. But I still think we have a nice money bet here. So you get all that has to happen is Packers got to win the game. Aaron Rodgers throws two. Okay, which Aaron Rodgers could throw two even if they're not going to win the game. So I like that. And then you get Baker Mayfield to rush for more than 7 yards. So if Baker Mayfield rushes for 8 yards in this football game, that'll be a hit if the Packers win and Rodgers throws two. I know it's a lot of things to happen. It's the most fun one we've had. I know Bill would be thrilled with this one. Wish he was here to talk about it, but we will definitely talk about it next week. But there you go. That's the Monday night special.
And
You
you
have
can,
my
like
pick.
Paul said, if you want to build your own bet, just download the app or go to the website, sign up. You can build your own bet. You can see what the odds are. It's a lot of other good stuff. AJ Dillon over under 40 rushing yards. I saw that one.
Yeah.
If we had to pick a
Yeah.
fourth, I'd go over on that one. So
Yeah, and guys, if you don't, that actually, to reiterate what Andrew just said, that's true. It's like if you only like one thing we just said, like I said, if you like the money line, take the Packers on the money line, but then you can hit who's going to get the first touchdown of the game. Like that's what the BetMGM app is giving you. Who's going to hit the first touchdown of the game? Who's going to have multiple touchdowns? How many? They even give odds of like if AJ Dillon's going to have 2 or 3 touchdowns. Aaron Rodgers, how many yards he's going to pass for? You could go to all of those prop bets. You can build your own bet. And then that'll take me right to the segue there. Go to the BetMGM app, download it, use bonus code Burr, BURR, and put in as little as $10. They will match up to 1,000 even if you lose. You just got to put in the bonus code Burr, BURR, and there you go. Enjoy it. Click on, and if you want to ride with us, when you go to the app, you will see an icon on the app that says Monday Night Special, anything better. You'll see mine and Bill's picture. You'll see the logo of our podcast. You click on that, and it'll give you the choices to bet on the parlay. Yeah, I am a half a game back of 500 right now, and Bill, I believe, is 2 games. Yeah, because he has 4 ties. I mean, only Bill would have 4 ties, which is basically 2 games. So yeah, he's 2 games back of 500, and I'm a half a game back. So there you go, man. We're going into week 15. Oh, Andrew, I don't know, that 14 points the Chiefs. I hope that doesn't bite me. I hope that's when I get.
Well, they're going to win by 65. Don't you worry.
Oh, by the way, you know what's funny is you can go to a bet. I saw one of these bet things. And by the way, guys, we really want to let you know because I know some people talking. Oh, yeah, you guys talk about BetMGM a lot. Yeah, well, bet responsibly. Bet responsibly. We're doing this with fun. Like this is not, nobody's putting their college, their kids' college on that. Bet responsibly, but they do give a lot of fun stuff. Like there's one that's like you can go in. I did this. I put like $50 on like if a team's going to win by 40 or more, and your odds fly up. Like I'll tell you guys something. We'll go into we'll do a little overtime like the fans like. I got a few minutes here, but I did something fun on the app, and Morocco played in the World Cup against France. And if you took Morocco to win, it paid pretty good. So I put 150 on Morocco to win, and I would have won 1,000. And of course they didn't, but hey, it's
fun. It's fun to
crazy.
watch.
Yeah, because the thing is, you can go. I like those bets where you go super low risk and incredibly high reward.
Oh, dude, we've talked about this. I this year been very busy, just with the football week with all this stuff. So I haven't been gambling like I usually do, but my go-to is going to be like, 5 to 8 team bet parlay. So I would put $5 down, pick 5 to 8 teams, sometimes as much as up to 10. In fact, my biggest hit was I picked 5 games against the spread and the over under. I put down $7 and I won 4,200, and that was in 2013.
Wow.
And I find that if you're just chasing 3 games at like $100 a pop, 4 games, $100 pop every week, you can start bleeding, and you're looking, you got to hit, 3 of those to make money, 2 depending on whatever it is. But if you just get in there and you say, you know what, I'm going to throw $30 down this week, you can have 6 different $5 bets across. You can say, hey, you know what, on this parlay, I've got these 5 teams, but I'm not sure about the Bengals this week. So I'm going to do the exact same parlay again, only I'm going to switch out the Bengals. So that way you can kind of feel like, all right, like this one could go either way, but either way, $5, $30 with the chance to win a few hundred. You hit one in the first few weeks, you can play for the rest of the year. So that's always been my take. I've never been one of these, I'm going to put $500 in the Patriots. Like, I'm going to put $500 in the Patriots.
No, like unless you have a really, really, really like if you in your heart you loved the game all week and you're like, I'm willing to lose the money because I just don't think I'm going to, then do that. But yeah, I like what you're saying. I like if you see a few games that you like and you could put a little bit down to get a big pop, man. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna like look, it's just fun, man. It's just fun if you can do it responsibly,
Of course. Yeah. Hey,
you're not gonna, you can't be, hey, you're not gonna feel it about, let's go $3,000. Like, I know guys like that. It's just like, whoa,
it's the same reason you can't say like, all right, we're about to drive home. Let me funnel 3 beers real quick. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter what you're doing. You got to take it easy. You know what I mean? You got to take it easy. When people say like, oh, gambling, this, that, it's just like, people listen to hours, people talking about dumb drunk things. It all falls under don't be an idiot. You know what I mean?
Don't be an idiot, Don't be an idiot now. You should have been. I was an idiot. I was an idiot in college. I funneled.
Hey, Paul. Hey, Paul. Takes one to know.
One of the dumbest things I did in college was I funneled just pure absolute vodka, and they put a scoop of like iced tea powder in it or whatever. And I remember just sitting on the couch being and I'm like, you could die. You can die. You can get your stomach pumped. Like, I have children and I'm going like, that was the dumbest thing I did to try to either, I don't know, like, let's get so hammered instantly so I don't even have to go through the process of it. And it was so dumb. So don't funnel your money away. Don't do that version because you think that the Cardinals are going to cover. Right. Yeah. By the way, I just want to say this for the show because I'm sure the listeners know this already, but this got me really this is really cool. Guys, the NFL schedule, okay, for Christmas Eve and Christmas is amazing. It's like, dude, it is like, because normally I remember Christmas Eve, there'd be like a couple games. Christmas Day, there'd be no. Christmas Eve and Christmas Day fall on Saturday and Sunday. It's basically Thanksgiving on steroids with like more games, it's amazing. So, and we're going to get into those games obviously next week, but here's what I want to have happen. I'll tell you guys this. I know me and Bill have a friendly little Jimmy the Greek contest, but here's what I want to have happen. I want to have happen after, and I don't know, we're going to fight and try. And look, I'm happy that we're standing here where we are going into week 15 where the numbers are based on what this year has been. And the Packers owe me 3 games because if I would have laid off them, it would be a different story. But I'm going to tell you, this is what I want. After me and Bill both beating the book by 4+ games last year, okay? I was 4.5, Bill was 4. That means me and Bill beat the Vegas book last year by 8.5 games. I was 4.5 and Bill was 4. All we want to do this year is if we both do it again after the craziness of this year or be right around 500, we will take it. But we want to go over. So it starts now. Okay. And I will be cursing myself on the next show if that Chiefs thing bites me. If the Texans start off like 19-3, I'll be sick. But there you have it, guys. There you have it. So get the app, download put the bonus code in. Download the app. There you go. BURR and have fun. Minimum up to $10. Want to thank BetMGM. Want to thank Andrew Themlis, the Greek freak out there. I know he's actually on my coast. He's on the East Coast.
East Coast.
East Coast.
Gotta be home for the holidays.
If you Beverly Hills kid, look, you could take the Beverly Hills out of the kid.
I'm in Beverly Hills East. What's Beverly Hills East? You can say I'm there. Manhattan Drew.
The Beverly Hills Kid is on the East Coast here. He's a Patriots fan. Who would have thunk it?
And as always, disclaimer. There's disclaimers at the end of every episode. The Beverly Hills Kid does not really live in Beverly Hills. So I'm right across the line, Paul. I'm right across the line. Maybe one day. Maybe one day.
I mean, look, it's close enough for
Close
me,
enough.
you know.
You know what's funny is I always say that the street that I'm on crosses right over into Beverly Hills. It's the same width street, right? But if you look at Beverly Hills, it looks just a little wider because they got palm trees. It's like
Yeah, like the beginning of Beverly Hills Cop.
yeah, oh yeah. That's every day. Every day. Every day that's just going. Patti LaBelle's just going through my head every day.
Oh, it's so great. It's so
Driving
great.
through. All right.
Well,
Thank you,
enjoy
Paul.
your week, everybody. Enjoy your shopping. We'll see you next week. I'll talk to you soon. And remember, guys, to bet, you got to be 21 years of age or older to wager in Arizona, Colorado, DC, Iowa, Indiana, Kansas, Michigan, Mississippi, New Jersey, New York, Nevada, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, Virginia, West Virginia, or Wyoming only. New customer offer, paid and free bets. Visit betmgm.com for terms and conditions. Excludes Michigan disassociated persons. Please gamble responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP for Arizona. Call 1-800-522-4700 for Colorado, DC, Nevada, Wyoming, West Virginia. 1-800-270-7117 for confidential help, Michigan. 1-800-GAMBLER in Indiana, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and West Virginia. 1-800-BETS-OFF in Iowa. Call or text the Tennessee Red Line, 800-889-9789 in Tennessee, or call 1-888-777-9696 for Mississippi. Sports betting is void in Georgia, Hawaii, Ohio, and Utah, and other states were prohibited. Promotional offers not available in Nevada.